Hello, everyone. I'm here to present my final project on artificial intelligence, and I'm doing this project with my project partner Sharan Iyer, and we decided to implement a project for medical diagnosis. Uh, so, as you can see, uh, we are planning to use AI techniques for image classification task. Here we have a COVID-19 X-ray data set available to us, in which we plan to implement different deep learning as well as machine learning models. And our aim here will be to compare the performance of both the machine learning and the deep learning models and understand the performance of each. The data set here is a COVID-19 X-ray data set, a chest X-ray data set to be precise. Uh, our data set has 278 samples, and we divided it with 186 training set images and 92 testing set images. So our classification here will be basically depending on will basically be classified into two ways. One will be the infected chest X-ray, and the other will be a normal chest X-ray. So basically, it's between COVID and a non-COVID patient. The algorithms that we plan to implement as part of our project is Gaussian naive Bayes, support vector classifier, and logistic regression, which are the machine learning models, and a basic form of CNN, which is the vanilla CNN, and the CNN with batch normalization and dropout, and the VGG16, which is a pre-trained deep learning model that we plan to implement for our data set. So we have three machine learning and three deep learning models to compare. After running all these models, the best performing model for our data set was the support vector machine with a very good training accuracy as well as a testing accuracy. Uh, the deep learning models, as you can see, did not perform that good on the data set. The CNN with batch normalization and dropout and the pre-trained VGG16 data set both overfitted our data set and did not yield in a good classification. So the machine learning models in this case were far better with a good training accuracy as well as a testing accuracy, except for logistic regression, which kind of overfitted on which had a good training accuracy, but we believe given the size of the testing images, the testing accuracy for logistic regression was good. Uh, and so we believe that since the deep learning models did not perform well in this case, it would be better if we are able to find better deep learning architectures in the future, probably apply some image augmentation techniques and a better fine tuning of these hyperparameters can probably help us yield better results in the future.
So this is the code that we have implemented for our project. And this starts with the mandatory imports that we have to do for all our libraries which are using in this project. So basically we are using here TensorFlow, Keras for the modeling and of the deep learning models. And we are using sklearn for the modeling of the machine learning models. So we start with importing the data set using our data generator, which is using the Keras library. We have 186 uh, images belonging to the training set and 92 images belonging to the test set. And this set are divided into two classes, as Aditya had said it before. So now our main aim here is to first train the machine learning models. So when we are looking at the machine learning models, we can't directly take the data as it is from the Keras image data generator. So we have to make sure that we convert the data into lists, which are passed on to the machine learning models, and they can perform the task with that. So in the first step, we are trying to make sure that we get the training data and in the form of a list, and we flatten it to the shape that we intend to. Then we make sure that we have the labels of the training data, which is stored in another variable, and we are making sure that that goes into the the algorithm and the machine learning model, which can perform the job. Now we are looking at the test data. This is the test data we are converting into the list form, and now we're making sure we have the labels for the test data, and this goes into the machine learning model as said before. So in our first algorithm that we're trying to implement here is the Gaussian knife Bayes. So here we are trying to import the data, import the model from the sklearn library. As said before, we are trying to fit a training and a testing list form of the dataset, not the KRS one, the list form of dataset. And we are trying to fit it on the data now, and we're looking at the training accuracy now. So once we have performed the modeling, we're trying to predict how many classes or how many samples have been predicted correct in the training data. So now we are looking at an accuracy of 94.6%, which is very good for training data set. It's not overfitting, it's not underfitting. I feel it's right there where we need it to be. And the testing accuracy is around 96.7%, is also excellent for this data set. I feel this algorithm is very good to start with and is doing well here. Now we're looking at the classification report for this data set, for this algorithm. So this algorithm basically has a precision of 97% and is trying to predict the COVID or the positive infected type of the chest x-rays, and 96% accuracy when it's trying to predict the what is a non-COVID or the normal kind of data. So this is excellent in terms of the start which we are trying to get here. This is not overfitting, it's not underfitting. We are not trying to misclassify the data. That's excellent here. And the confusion matrix, which we can see, we are predicting, we can say, as the accuracy shows 97% of the data correctly, only 3 samples here are wrongly predicted or misclassified in this case. And now we are looking at support vector machines. Support vector machines, we are importing the model as done before from the sklearn dataset. We are trying to fit the same data which we are converted into the list for the training purpose. Now we're looking at the training accuracy, which is 99.46%. This is the best we have got in all our training and combinations or permutations which we have tried for our data. So 99.46 seems to be a bit high, but it's not, we feel, ensure it's not overfitting in this case. We're trying to get good, just their accuracy perfect in terms of all the hyperparameters we're trying to use in there. So, and the testing accuracy 97.8, it's excellent. We are misclassifying like maybe very few. We'll get to know how many we are misclassifying in this case, but that's a very good accuracy to go about. So we can say that non-COVID X-rays are being classified 100%. So only misclassification we are getting are the COVID, are the infected ones. So that seems a good way to go with. So we have a good F1 score. We have a good recall score here. Everything is on point out of 92. We are classifying 90 of them correctly in this case. Just 2 of them are being misclassified. So that's the support vector classifier. Now we are looking at logistic regression. In this case, we are using a logistic regression with Keras. That's a basic flat model with a fully connected layer, and we're looking to get our results from here. So now, when we try to fit this model, logistic regression, we see a very weird kind of approach in this case. It may be good. I can't say it right now because I feel the training accuracy is kind of okay. We can say 85%, not bad, is doing good, but the validation accuracy is high. It's 100%. So that feels it may be good for our case, that it's generalizing the model in a very good way, but we can't be sure. So that's why we are not considering it as the best, but we feel this is doing excellent in our data set. And next we are looking at the vanilla CNN. This we are using just a single convolution layer with our inputs and a fully connected layer to give our outputs. So in all the cases, most of the cases we have used stochastic gradient descent as a optimizer and the categorical cross entropy, except maybe in one case which we got Adam as a optimizer and we got better results there. So now we are looking at the vanilla CNN, which is giving us a training accuracy of less than 50%, which is worse than a coin toss. So that makes no sense. Like it's equivalent to you tossing a coin and trying to say that this is right or this is wrong. So that's really bad. And the testing accuracy, as expected, as it's not training well, it's 26%. That's rubbish, and I think that's unacceptable in any condition. So this model doesn't suffice our need or doesn't do the job for us. Now we are looking at the CNN with some hyperparameters and some extra tuning, which we are looking. So we're looking with some batch normalization and dropout. So, and also the activation we're using here is ReLU. So it's closer to linear. So we feel it's a good activation function to start with and to go about for this dataset. And as said before, we are using Adam as our optimizer here and not SGD, because we tried with SGD, it's not giving the best results. So we had to go with Adam in our case. So as we see in this case, it starts with a good ascent as we start training our data set. For training, it's going 100% and at the later stages of the training process. So this I feel this is overfitting. This is overfitting in every case that we are seeing here, because we are getting 100% results for last 3-4 iterations. It's trying to make sure that this points give us this kind of results and it's trying to mug up that thing and give us the output. So that's what we are talking here, and I feel it's overfitting. And the validation accuracy, as you can see, it's going lower and lower. If we had run more epochs, maybe 100 epochs, we might have seen a drastic drop in our validation accuracy, as it's trying to mug up the data, trying to by heart what kind of points we're looking at. After a point, it will obviously go down and you will get bad results in terms of validating on unseen data. So in short, not generalizing well, and we're getting bad results here. So that's what it is. So now this is the VGG16, which is a 16 layer convolution layer, 16 convolution layer architecture which we're using. It's a pre-trained model which we get from Keras. So we're not training it in our system. It's already trained. We have the parameters, hyperparameters ready. We're just passing our input shape and we're getting the results which we are trying to get. So here we're looking at a very weird result similar to the CNN with batch normalization and dropout. It tried to it did overfit on the data set, and we are not getting any proper result with our validation accuracy and validation or test set, we can say. So as we see, the training set is going up all the time. As we are training 50 epochs here. So as it's pre-trained model, it doesn't take time. So we tried 50 epochs, we tried 100 epochs. Is the same thing, which we are not getting good results here. So I will see the testing or validation set, validation accuracy is hovering around the 0.5 mark, which is, as said earlier, it's equivalent to a probability of a coin toss. It doesn't make sense. It's a chance, basically, either this or that. The model is trying to predict if it's COVID or non-COVID, just on the basis of like a pure guess. So it's not doing well in this case. And as we have seen with all the deep learning models, especially the CNN and the VGG16, this is not doing well. And this is not performing well on data. But when we consider the machine learning approaches, as said earlier, is doing very well. So this project, we tried to show what kind of algorithms work better on this data set specifically, and we hope that we'll try and in the future we'll try and get a better deep learning architecture to work with and use more hyperparameters and tune them in a specific way to make sure deep learning models give us even better results or than what they are giving right now. So that's what we are thinking here, and I thank you for listening to me patiently.